Hello, Flickering Myth family, and welcome to our channel. My name is EJ, and we have a new movie review. As part of my Sundance 2023 coverage, we're going to be talking about the new Jonathan Majors movie called Magazine Dreams. Whoa, 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 what a heavy, bleak, dark movie this was. There was not a moment of levity throughout this whole film. There wasn't even a cringe humor kind of moment. There was a lot of cringing. There was just a lot of whoa. Like, by the last 30 minutes of this movie, I was so tense, so clenched up, and I love that feeling. I really enjoyed Magazine Dreams. This is one of the most horrific, dark, non-horror movies I've seen in quite some time. We have a fantastic performance at the center of this. I will go on a rant about Jonathan Majors in a moment, but what I really loved is this was a character study. This was a look at a type of man in our culture right now that is not talked about enough. These are the people, when we make fun of Andrew Tate and we're like, oh, what a douchebag guy that is, I'm like, but what about the people he's influenced? What about these muscly, toxic masculinity, kind of bro-y dudes who really don't understand the social cues, how to get themselves through life? What happens when one of those men are kind of unleashed upon the world without any help? This is what this is. Like, I mean, there is attempts at mental health here, but it also starts with within. When our character, Killian, does not want to help himself, obviously nothing's going to be helped by any exterior force. He needs to work on his interior. And that's kind of the lesson of this movie. We're watching men just kind of deteriorate in our society, and I get it. It's so easy to go, ugh, men. And I feel that way every day of my life. Even being a man myself, I'm like, ugh, I can't believe I just did or said that. I get it. But we also need to help these people who are obviously screaming out for help. There was a woman he went on a date with. Girl, where were you telling anybody about this bad date? Maybe at your job, other than going, he creeped me out. Help this person. That was the biggest thing. I saw a film last Sundance called On the Count of Three, and that's what this kind of reminded me of a lot, where I'm just like watching people scream out for help and nobody's doing it. And men's mental health is very important, and I think this is a topic we need to talk about. And that's one of the biggest things I liked about Magazine Dreams. It wasn't seeing Jonathan Majors in different state of muscles. It was mostly going, wow, this movie is trying to say a lot. It's a daunting task. There's a lot in this movie. We could have trimmed up 20 minutes, but what was presented, what was here, is honestly one of my favorites of the whole festival so far. Killian is a bodybuilder, a steroid user, a mentally ill man, possibly a closet case. Yeah, there's a lot going on with this character, and we follow him through a couple bad months of his life. I mean, the worst outcomes for every situation he could be in, it unfolds here. We're watching a man have a really bad at-home life with his pop-pop, as he calls him, his grandfather, who's very sick. We're seeing him not understand social cues. We're seeing his anger bubble up to extreme measures throughout the film. I mean, there was that scene in the diner. I was so uncomfortable. That's actually the biggest overall takeaway. This is a very uncomfortable viewing. It's very needed, but I can't say that this was easy to watch. We're watching Killian kind of try to be the world's best bodybuilder. He idolizes this big badass dude. And yeah, he'll meet his hero at one point, and we all know never to meet our heroes. So yeah, we're watching Killian want to push himself into this industry, but not everyone's going to make it. And he has these magazine dreams. He wants to be on the cover, but what happens when that isn't achieved? What happens when you hyper-focus on wanting to be perfect, wanting to be the best, and that doesn't happen? It really messes with people, especially if you're already a bit on the mentally ill side. I can definitely see where those kind of triggers really do make harder situations. This at times really reminded me of Black Swan, the Darren Aronofsky film starring Natalie Portman about a ballerina striving for perfection. That's what a lot of this feels like, and that's what I took away from a lot of this was I want him to be perfect. I want to root for this character. The movie lays the groundwork, but by the end, I can't root for him. I still want him to have a good outcome, but I can't go, yay, I want you to do well, hope you don't do anything crazy, because even when he's not even at the most crazy, there's an underlining of darkness that you know this person's too far gone. From writing love letters that feels like Eminem's Stan to the most uncomfortable exchanges between two humans wow, Jonathan Majors really is doing the damn thing. He made Killian a believable three-dimensional character. I know this person. He's transcended from the punching holes in the wall, thrower, controller throwing kid to something much more darker. And that's kind of what I liked about here. There was layers to this performance. There's so much nuance. What I like about Jonathan Majors is he's really capturing this new generation of actors so well. They're raw. They're very vulnerable. They're down to do whatever it takes, but there's also some skill there. There's a bit of controlled chaos. He knows how to let himself go, but without going that extra mile to scare us off as viewers. I think Jonathan Majors is so insanely talented. I think we saw it when he did Loki season 1, and he has that moment where he's just kind of talking into the distance, and I'm like, he's eating it, and he eats it here. He's such a talented actor. The rest of the actors in this movie are very good. I think the supporting cast is kind of underdeveloped because they definitely want to make this the character study, the focal point, but we need good characters. I compared it to Black Swan, but I loved the mother character. I loved the weird Winona Ryder character. I mean, we have the Mila Kunis offset role, to kind of balance that. That's something I do think Magazine Dreams is missing, is someone good for Jonathan Majors to play off of. I think there's a lot of talented people here. The girl he goes on a date with, who's a pretty popular actress. There's people here that are doing something, but it's just really Jonathan Majors carrying the weight of this movie. Thankfully, he's not his character Killian, who has no idea how to handle pressure, because Majors does it with ease. All right, everyone, that is it for my review of Magazine Dreams. I really like this. This really helped me kick off Sundance to me in the true way. I liked what I saw the first day, but this really opened the door and showed me how good this festival could be. I like this movie a lot, and I hope you did too. Share your feelings down in the comments below. Subscribe to Flickering Myth, because we make videos like this every single week, and give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Alright everyone, let's talk about Magazine Dreams down below.